Okay, so I'm walking through a neighborhood now, and I'm turning right. No, I'm joking, but people like thinking out loud, talking about what they're doing. Say these houses, though. I think these houses, like I'd be like this little house right here. I'd be fine with something like that. I don't need nothing huge. I can just go ahead and show the houses as I walk. These houses, they're probably worth like anywhere between 150 to 200,000. I was looking at the listings, and I think I was off by a lot. And obviously, it depends on where you live, because some places are safer than other places. But yeah, if you have to save 10% on a down payment for a house, and some have to save like 20%. If this house is like 150,000, well, what do you have to save? Anywhere between 10 grand to 15, something like that. Some cases 20 to like possibly 25. Well, how many Gen Z people do you think can do that? Back this is so new, where people are waiting till they're 30 to have kids. And it's one thing for guys to do it because like we can have kids longer, but women, this is why I say, like, women, like if I had a daughter, I would sit her down and be like, hey, what do you want? Do you want to be a boss girl or whatever? Or do you want a family? What is more important to you? That's what you need to figure out now. Why? Because you need to pop your kids out as quick as possible with a good man, which people was gonna sit here and troll me like, ooh, trust me, like my kids looked at me like I'm a degenerate when they found out I started smoking weed, because I never did around them. What's that saying about how I raised them? So like, I'm very proud of my kids. I think I did a fantastic job raising my kids. Am I perfect? Nah, I think I did a pretty good job though. But how are these kids supposed to save to get one of these little houses? How are they supposed to do it? I heard Jamie Dimon like, oh, wait till you're about to have a huge wealth transfer, like Gen Z is. When they're old? What? People are living longer? Like, what are you talking about, man? What wealth transfer? It's gonna get all eaten up by like taking care of the old people. Like, I don't know what he's talking about. Some people might be off really well, but other people won't be. And that's why people, like old people, are so concerned about their money. And I understand, because they're worried about, being independent when they're ancient, I guess, instead of developing relationships with the people that they created and being like, where can I help out? Where can I help out? And lowering their ego. I think a lot of boomers can't lower their ego and rely on their kids more. And I think that if they had good relationships with their kids would be more than happy to help them out, take care of them, if they're contributing in some type of way. But the way things are now, it's just kind of like, screw the kids, I'm most important. Like, I would rather just kill myself and just end, if I was in that position, if I was in the baby boomer position, it's like, I'm already on my way out of here. Okay, what does it matter? I've already had a good life, a good long life. What do you want grandkids? No? Okay. That should tell everyone like where we are. People not having kids nowadays. That should tell everyone where the boomers' mindset. No, this isn't for every boomer. Well, it's a major problem when you feel like you can't have kids because you don't have the support. When you see like these boomers living it up compared to the Gen Z, it's like, dude, you are so immature, boomers, man. Like, seriously. what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to like the material stuff when you're younger, and when you get to be older, you realize the only thing that really matters in this life is relationships. You know, spending time with the people you care about, instead of like trying to be like, you're independent. I'm independent because of my ego, and like nobody cares. You know, people will start looking down on you. Like, why are you acting like a little kid? Why are you acting like you're in high school? But whatever, we'll see what happens. You know, I could be completely wrong about everything, all my assessments, and maybe everything's just hunky-dory, and I'm just like complaining for no reason. I wasn't watching nothing. I guess Trump was at the UFC last night, and you know, I'm seeing like little snippets of him like shaking people's hands, like famous people, and that's cool. Like I don't mind them doing those events. Rich people, and like rich people, you know, kind of like when Trump won and seeing all the famous people coming together and just like celebrating and enjoying. That's cool, man. That's cool, and I really hope they fix things for us. I really do, because you can't sit there at like it kind of seems, and this is what the Democrats have been doing with their Met Gala crap. It's just like, yeah, that's cool. I'm really happy for you, man. You should have it good, but like you need to take care of us because you rely on us. It's not the other way around. Like this whole notion of like, oh, they make jobs, rich people make jobs. Well, who does the jobs? If you didn't have somebody to do the jobs, you wouldn't have a business, because you would have to do all the work yourself. No, these people are lazy. They're lazy. No, they're not lazy. I'm just saying, it's like, why don't you come out of your office and come down and work with the regular people every once in a while and get to know them, get to know your employees? Nah, they don't do that. They used to do this with Undercover Boss. But rich people, like, they're not doing this. And they could probably make a ton of views and make a ton of profit by basically going viral by doing this. None of them do it. Another thing I think is going to happen is I think that you will see like somebody pop up a TV show. I can't believe they haven't done this yet, but basically like an MMA TV show. Basically an MMA TV show that people are arguing on X, and you let them actually fight each other in real life in the octagon. You know what I mean? Instead of just arguing, let's just argue on X, and it doesn't really do anything. Other than like make people money who have a lot of following. Let them get together. Like, we need more combat. That's what we need, more combat. Not we don't need to be fighting in the streets. No, we need to like organize combat. So you got a problem with me, somebody has a problem with me on here. Maybe they didn't like that what was that, the video I made about ghetto is a death cult, ghetto culture is a death cult, and they want to fight me over it. Well, you don't have to like kill me. We can just fight in the octagon. Maybe you beat my ass, maybe I beat your ass, but there's no point to fight in the streets. It really isn't. And then if you kill me, like, chances are you're probably going to be ruining your life and your family's life because they care about you, hopefully. But it is what it is, man. Like, we need to change things up. We really do. We need to change things up. And I don't mind, like, I don't mind being like poor, even looked down on, as long as I'm taken care of, as long as like so for me, I like playing sports. I like playing basketball. I literally can't do that. Why can't I do that? Because if I get hurt, if I break a leg, if I tear a meniscus, I am fucked. I am completely fucked, because I will be. One of the biggest things that scared me was my Achilles tendon snapping, and that's like 9 months right there of no work. What would happen if that happened? You know, I'm thinking like, I have no support system. what would happen? And even worse, if you're trying to like support a family and they rely on your income, what happens then? So like, in this society, it's almost like we're being promoted to just be sedentary. And then you hear these people like, oh, do this, and they're like, what happens if I get hurt, man? How can I make a living? You know what I mean? Like, back in the day, they used to do it all the time. Why can't we do it now? It's not financially feasible for you to play sports, you know, be out in the real world and suffer a major injury. And they say like the health insurance, yeah, what happens is I will have to pay a giant deductible, which it would bankrupt me and most people in my position, and then not have any type of work to be able for months. What happens? They go homeless. That's what happens. That's why we need safety nets. You know, I hear all these people on the right, hey, get off the internet, look, go out and fucking live because it's so great. No, it's not great. Like, I think that reality is boring. Reality is great for these people because they have a lot of money. You know, they get to interact with like famous people and go have fun, and if they want to, they don't really have to work. You know, they're just kind of like, or you know, like Candace Owens, she doesn't have to work. her husband's family is completely wealthy. I think they're worth over $400 million. Like, there's no reason for this woman to work. She's choosing work over raising her kids at the most precious time in their life. You know, some people argue, well, the studio's at home. Well, like, how much time is she spending away from her kids researching things? Like, these people think that she just goes on her little podcast for an hour and that's it. No, there's a lot of research. And yes, she has a team helping her. But how much time does she really spend with her kids? How is she a conservative? How is like somebody like Mary Morgan, that the ghost girl off of Pop Culture Crisis off of Timcast, you know, she's over here ranting and raving, complaining about this and that, about, you know, people being conservative, like not being conservatives or whatever. It's just like, dude, you're 25. You don't have, as far as I know, you don't have a husband. You have no kids. Like, what are you talking about? These people are fucking hypocrites. You know, this is my thing. My thing is, if, and we're all hypocrites, I get it. My thing is, raise your kids when they're small. Go do your dreams when they get to be, they don't need you as much. Why the hell are you trying to do both? Why would you want to do both? Why would you want to dump them off on somebody else to raise? It's one thing, you know, you want to have a date night every now and then with your husband or whatever. So, you know, you have your grandparents take care of your kids, watch it for a few hours. Or like, maybe they want to be with their you know, they're going to go visit their grandparents. When they're tiny, they need their mom. And I don't think that, this is what I'm saying, Gen Z realizes this. Whether it's like they realize it themselves or subconsciously, they know it's not right. They know that these women nowadays are not mother material, so they're not wanting to, like, I don't know if this is going to happen, but I wouldn't be shocked if women come in droves over regular men in the future and just like abandon this whole notion of like this image of rich people. Like, you need to have this lavish lifestyle, because it really doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. All you're doing is all you're doing is put a target on your back, honestly. Like, me making these videos puts a target on my back. If someone could find me where I live and come and take me out. But when you're coming out here, looking like you're rich, like, when I see these women, man, I see them, they're all done up, you know, I see them with their fancy bags and their fancy nails and their fancy hair, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. Not only, like, yeah, she looks good, but like, I would get tired of it. You know what I mean? If you develop your relationship, a long-term relationship based off of looks, you should expect it to end at some point. You know, oh, he's got to be 6 foot tall, or you know, she's got to have a big booty. It's like absolutely ridiculous, and that's where we're at. It's like if you're a guy and you're obsessed about the woman's image or whatever, like just go with AI, dude. Like, they're humans, they're not your slaves. And for women, man, listen, not every guy is 6 foot tall. We have no control over our height. You have control over your weight. We have control over our finances. We are different. And they don't understand this, and they're gonna end up completely alone because they've completely destroyed their lives. The women and the guys will too. What's happening too is like women are conditioning us to want to be by ourselves. Like, you're conditioning us that you don't want us no more. That's quite clear. So like, if they do, I'm not saying they will come back, maybe they just want to be alone for the rest of their lives, which is fine. They, you know, I don't think the vast majority don't want that. I think that there's only a few huge like influencers that like kind of promote that, that they can handle that. But most women want a wife, or want a husband, want a family. And you know, so for instance, let's just say hypothetically, I am working in the business sector, and I got like a job that sounds prestigious on paper. You know, maybe I only make like 90,000 a year. Okay. Well, if I have a job named, like, I'm a welder, that's how I make my money, a lot of women will be like, ew, not all, but a lot of them will be like, ew, I don't want that. I want the guy that's, you know, let's just say I'm making 100,000 because I'm a welder. That guy is gross. I can't, you know, tell my friends and family that he's like successful, like this and that. And it's like, the dude is successful. He probably makes more money. And it's like working at a place like this. This is a welding place. You know, I'm not saying these people make 100,000, but hypothetically, if they were, which it probably will be happening pretty soon, she's gonna be like, I want this guy because of the label, because of the image. And that's where we're at. I'm in a society where people are so shallow. Not to say that, you know, I'm not shallow in some ways, for sure. But the level and concentration of shallowness is unbelievable. It's really crazy how shallow this society has gotten. And another thing too is, I want to get this off real quick too. I'm very aware about 10-minute videos. And if I only make only 10-minute videos every day, I might be able to get more views. Dude, I'm not gonna go along with whatever. Like, fine. For me, getting my message out and saying what I have to say for record is more important than like getting a couple extra views. I already feel like I'm shadow banned anyway. I'm going through a shadow ban on X right now, which Grok told me I need to take a few days off so it resets. But yeah, I make long form content. You don't have to watch it. It's best if you just listen to me while you're doing something at work or whatever. Doing the dishes, doing some chores. This type of content isn't made to watch, okay? This type of content is made to listen. If I could easily, you know, just take my face off completely and make a blank screen or put a picture up to this whole video, because it's basically a long form type of podcast type of deal. That, you know, when I was making all my videos, when I was making my videos going to the gym when I first moved up here, and it was like morning and it's like dark, you can't really see me. I didn't make them because the visual effects. I made them for people, if they want, they can listen to it while they have extra time. Obviously right now my content isn't popping, but you never know. That's why I'm trying not to get banned, because what happens if in the future it, like, some of this stuff benefits people? I don't know, maybe it won't. So a part of me making these videos is for me to rant, you know, get things off my chest, you know, say it like I see it. Try to tell the truth. Like, telling the truth is huge to me, and I think that this society, it's not. You get farther like lying in this society. So, you know, I can go ahead and so funny, there's this woman that I used to see that she just completely ignored me when I came up here. Dude, you know what's so crazy is, like, I started hitting up a lot of women that I used to like see back in the day, and I think that they're all taken, man. Like, seriously, like, basically nobody responds. I don't know if they're mad at me. I don't really burn bridges with people I've seen, you know what I mean? But it's just kind of crazy that's why I think that I'm not supposed to be here. Like, for me, I don't have a job. I have a shitty apartment. No women here want me. And what was the other thing I was thinking of? I was thinking of something else before I started recording. But yeah, like, this place is not for me. It literally, I don't feel there's abundance here. I feel like there's scarcity. And I wonder if it has anything to do with, like, the whole thing of me thinking it's going to be scarcity. Maybe because of the traumas I endured when I lived here before. Another thing too is, if I ever come back and live here, I'm not going to be poor. I've already lived this story of being poor here. Damn, there's a lot of people out right now. It's really early on a Sunday, but whatever. Anyway, so yeah, okay, so if I owned a house or whatever, I would have been working any job right off the bat after I lost my job. Or I probably wouldn't have lost it anyway, honestly. Like, I wouldn't have let my points get up like they did. That was my fault, you know. There's not all of them were, like, when I called off is because my body was really messed up from the job. I needed to rest it. The job I was doing was very hard. So, I'm old. But there was a couple times, you know, when I bought NCAA football, I'm like, I'm just going to call off. I'm just going to call off and say I'm sick. And I played hooky. I'm not going to lie. I played hooky a couple times. But most of the time, me calling off is for a good reason. I usually don't play hooky. I only play hooky if, like, I don't feel like I'm being, you know, appreciated, or, you know, like, I'm not really giving a fuck about. So I wonder if women start coming back to men just reject them. We just start ignoring you. Like, I think it is disgusting. Like, if a woman has a couple tattoos that aren't huge, they're like tiny and like hidden areas, she can easily, like, so many women nowadays have like manly tattoos. Like, they're all like tatted on here. Like, this is like the signature nowadays, and this is disgusting. Like, this is one of the most disgusting places that a woman can have a tattoo. And so many women are just like getting tattooed right here. It's just absolutely gaudy. Ugh. We don't like that shit. Some guys do, but most guys don't like that shit. But that just shows that they don't give a fuck what we like. It goes to show that so many women, when you see them online on dating sites and they're overweight, they don't give a fuck. And why should they? Because they get attention either way. That's how they feel. Like, why should I do something good? Because I'm just gonna get attention. I don't give a fuck about you. There's so much attention. And this is why I hope all the simps on the internet stop obsessing about these women and just go to AI. I mean, that's what you're obsessed with anyway. Like, when you see a woman like looking really good, and I can get caught up, I'm like, dang man, like, she's really hot. I'm a guy. I'm a guy. I'm very visual. I notice. That's why I can sit here and people watch without really having to look at them. I can just see it for a second and then just kind of use my peripheral vision to see what the hell's going on. But yeah, just go to AI, man. Just like use the robot. That's because like women are not like that all the time. Women poop, they pee, they got boogers, they got eye boogers, they got earwax. You know, they discharge. Some of them have nasty things with their like yeast infections or whatever. Like, they bleed out every month. Like, it's pretty gross. You don't see that because you see perception of purity. That's what you see, and you think they're pure. You don't think like it's just whatever. You know what I mean? Like, people, guys like think they're like gonna be like that all the time. Like they're some kind of a robot, and it's not like that, man. And sometimes they feel like they want to be they're in a bad mood or whatever, and that happens. Like, they're not always like this whole notion of it's not like, it's not rape if it's I think I can say that. I don't think I get banned for that. I'm not monetized. I don't make money off this shit anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I think that, okay, what was I gonna get to? Let me see, hold on a second. No one's watching this shit anyway, so it doesn't really fucking matter. That's why I don't care about pauses and try to make this shit perfect. I'm not saying that the people that don't watch it don't matter, but I'm sure if you're a content creator and you're not really getting a ton of views, you really probably stop caring about the quality of your videos. So yeah, it's just kind of like, I don't know, man. It's such a weird time that we're in right now, where maybe I should walk downtown. Yeah, I think I'll walk downtown. Like, the downtown here is pretty cool, man. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to live up like downtown here. That'd be so cool. Like, I'm about to walk through it, and yes, every place has something like this, but you know what we do, and I was thinking about this yesterday, is we just like drive past everything so quickly and don't really appreciate the beauty of it, take in the beauty of it, because we're always moving so fast all the time. We're worried about our own lives. We're not really thinking about, oh, that building is cool, or that scenery is cool. You know what I mean? Like, there's this place down there. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a gazebo. If you can see that gazebo by the water, I was thinking about doing some yoga over there. That was gonna be one of my plans. But I wanted to get fit, and I wanted to make that. I just want to make one video. I'm not saying I won't do it in the future. It's not gonna be anytime soon. But like, go somewhere and do that. But like, go somewhere cool. But like, this is downtown, man. Look at these buildings. I would love to live up in one of these buildings. That'd be so cool. Here's the Democratic Party. Here's the Democratic Party. That's so funny. Was it? I thought, yeah, Democratic Party. I thought it was sponsored by this insurance company. But yeah, this place is actually pretty cool. You know? Nah, I'll keep going this way. So, yeah, I would love to live down here, man. That'd be so cool. And just be able to walk to work instead of have. Look at this house. If you ever, I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a house right there. It looks like that Sims house, that goth house. Like, there's such cool architecture that we just don't notice because we're always zooming all the time through life. Did they open that bridge? No way. This bridge is so cool. They finally opened this bridge. They used to have it open. I remember coming down here. I used to like run at like 5 in the morning like I was Rocky or something, like every morning. And I remember coming through here a couple times. Even if it was like frozen outside, I would come out and run. I don't do it much anymore because my body is just destroyed from manual labor and working out so much. Good thing my knees are okay, but it's just like tightness. I have to, I don't know. This is the gazebo I was talking about right there. That I would, you know how cool that would be? I'm gonna come over there. Why not? I got the time. I ain't got nothing else to do all day. I plan on going to the gym. You know, I got some chicken out that I got a lot of chicken in the freezer that I need to like cook up and so I don't waste it. Yeah, this is really cool. The Riverwalk is pretty cool here. I like it. There's a park over here, and you'll probably see. I'll put the camera. Here's the bridge. Yeah, this place is really cool, man. It's really cool. So this is the River Raisin, and it's absolutely a beautiful river. Absolutely a beautiful river. I don't know where it goes to, but like where it comes from, probably the Great Lakes, whatever, I don't know. Wherever, you can look it up yourself. But I'm coming up onto the gazebo right now. There's like a family that came out, and I don't want people in my video. I don't like people in my videos. So me over here giving them some space would be good. So here's the gazebo. And what I was thinking about doing was, and maybe I might do it. Maybe I might come back one day and actually do this. You know, that's the thing. Just because I'm leaving this place doesn't mean I can't come back and visit. Hell, I might even come back and live here one day. Who the fuck knows? Like, I never thought I'd come back here. So I've came back and I lived here for almost 2 years. But you can see how it would be pretty cool. I can set up a yoga mat and like right here, you know, set up my camera, my phone or whatever, and then just cool scenery of me doing yoga, like a little 20-minute yoga video, 10-minute yoga video. Absolutely, it is beautiful, man. It really is. This taking in this stuff, I think that like you get more appreciation if you do this stuff with other people. You know what I mean? I think that people are so... I'm sitting here, I sound like a crazy guy when I'm like complaining about the rich people, because like they don't have to do the daily grind that we do. You know what I mean? They don't even have to really work. So I'm gonna have to walk slow because this is where I really want to go over this bridge. I really want to go over this bridge, but I want to give these people the space. Look at these places back here. I think you can rent these places. You know, that'd be so cool to go on your balcony. Like the people have their little setup right there. It's kind of trashy looking. Like some of these buildings, like they need to be like restored or revamped a little bit, so it's a little bit more. On the other side, it looks better. You guys already seen it, but so yeah, like real life. I mean, this stuff is beautiful. It really is. If I can recreate this in one of my worlds and just like I would love to copy and paste this world into a digital world. That's what I would like to do. And then be able to create, you know, kind of like Minecraft. But I want it to be realistic like this. At least to have like the look. I don't have to feel everything. That's cool. It'd be nice to be able to feel. Some ducks down there. It'd be nice to be able to feel like real life, but I'm fine with just like making visuals like video games. But it'd be cool. It's getting to that point where things become really realistic. When it comes to visuals, but we need more in depth because the visuals only last so long, and it's like, all right, then you kind of get bored because it's not really in depth. And I think that they'll be, you know, they've talked about this where you don't have to create, the whole world doesn't have to be created. It's just like wherever you look, that's where it just like automatically forms. And that's why some people think that we do live in a simulation. That's what some people say, like wherever you look, that's what it's like. And you know, everything just gets like, nothing's really there unless like you give it attention. Some people say that. I don't know. I'm open to it, but yeah, they still don't have this river walk. People like to come here and fish. I really don't have I like showing off this place. This place is actually pretty cool. Like I said, a lot of people hate this place, but here's a river walk. It goes kind of far down there, and then this bridge is cool. People were like, I don't know if they took them off. I haven't been in here for like, this is crazy. I haven't been on this bridge because they have had it closed down for like, man, like 8 years, since like 2017, 2016. Crazy. But it's hard to enjoy experiences like this when you have to constantly work all the time. This is called the St. Mary's Park. And there's a big church right there, a big Catholic church. Do you see it? Nobody's gonna watch this anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I think they took all the locks off. People used to like put locks on of like love. You know how people would do that? They make a lock. Oh, they redid this. That's cool. They put like locks on here to signify like their relationship or whatever, their marriage or whatnot. So it's pretty cool, you know what I mean? Pretty cool to be able to probably not that way. Just go this way so you don't blinded by the sun. But yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, you got the Monroe Water Tower. And you see some of these buildings. See that building right there? I think it's like a church right there with a huge red and cross at the top. Pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy. And people are so immersed in their life and grinding to, you know, grind for the man. That's what I was trying to say yesterday, and I got sidetracked. Is like, why do we only have a week off of work? Why do we only have 2 weeks off? We should have like a month off. See, this is so cool with these signs right here. It's Martin Luther King. Like they talked about Martin Luther King, probably one of his quotes or something. Pretty cool. Like they put these signs up. There's a lot of history here in Monroe. There's a huge statue over here of, I think it's Custard. A lot of people don't, you know, they just walk past it and don't realize like the history that has been here. There's a major battle that was here. A lot of soldiers were lost. Probably like 1800s, 1700s. I don't know. I should go over to that. I'm gonna cut the video off pretty soon, but I'll probably go to the Custard statue. It's one of the, like the big things here, I think. Like there's a big thing of like Catholic, like huge Catholic presence here in this little town. This town has probably like 22,000 people here. I mean, if you see like, you just look at it. I wonder if it was all done up. This just shows you how like deteriorated our infrastructure has gotten. To see that all of our towns, everything should just be brand new looking. It's not maintained. Like, stuff's not maintained. Maybe I'll come like walking downtown before I leave. I still got a couple of weeks left, and I can do like a walking downtown so you guys could see. But yeah, I mean, look at that church. This is a Catholic church. 1788. That's when it was founded. Pretty big church. There's a major George Armstrong custom. See, this is the stuff that people just walk past, and I'm guilty of it myself. They don't appreciate it, and I'm in that boat. But here's the statue. Here's the statue right here. Get the big statue of Custer on there, and yeah, like the thing's pretty big. So, like, there's a lot of cool things that people just. I think that when you get to be older, you kind of like start to appreciate this type of stuff. When you're young, you really don't care. Like, honestly, you don't care. But like I said, in our lives, we are just like whipping past everything. We're just like driving past like really like treasures that we don't even realize is there. Absolutely insane. That, you know, that's why I think it's good to get out of that rat race and be able to actually explore. We shouldn't have to like work our fingers hard, but we should be able to enjoy this. We should have the time to be like, I have extra time. Wow, I can enjoy this. But no, we have to sit here and grind every single day. Whether it's, you know, I'm talking about the working class, whether it's like, you know, getting ready for the week ahead, you know, getting all your laundry, everything cleaned. So we're just constantly working. It's hard to enjoy life when you're constantly working. And so you just end up feeling like a slave. And this is why I feel like a slave. Just like always having to work all the time. And I'm not saying like, you know, you see people on here like Tim Pool or whatever, Pat Bet David, where they're like, oh, this and that, like, you should be working all the time. Like, then how do I enjoy anything if I'm just working all the time? For what? For what? I don't work to like make somebody else rich, you know, and I don't care about being rich. And I wonder if like most people just feel like they don't do it to be rich anyway. This is pretty cool too. They're about to start they have like jazz concerts. I think it's like on Wednesdays or Tuesdays when the summer comes, and they play in that pavilion right there. I never actually went to any of them, but this is a cool little park right here. I'm gonna go ahead and I don't want the people around me when I'm talking. I don't like it. People just distract me, and plus I don't want them in my video. And I just don't want any issues. So, you know, maybe they don't want to be in my video. You know what I'm saying? But it's too bad because we're in a public area. But it is what it is. You know, I like to be respectful of people. I don't like to disrespect people I don't know. You never know if somebody has a gun or a knife and where they're at in their state of life. You know, like these YouTubers that like to go ahead and prank strangers. Some of them, man, you're putting yourself at risk. You're really putting yourself at huge risk. Yeah, like I know a lot of people don't appreciate this, but these houses are so cool looking. Wherever I'm going, like the houses are really cool looking too. You're not gonna know where I'm going. I'm not telling anybody. But just like, I mean, I wouldn't want to. The only way I would want to live right here, I mean, if like buy one of these houses, is if like I had like my family and people I trusted right next door. I don't want to be by strangers that close. Like, this is really close. Look at that. This is how they used to make them, but it's kind of like Detroit style. And I'm wondering if like one day these houses I wonder if one day these houses end up like Detroit. You know what I mean? I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see if it ends up like Detroit, you know, dilapidated. Because this is how these are right here. All these houses right here. This is how Detroit used to look. So like, what happens is like you have a concentrated of people in one area, and then like they start going out. And if we just fix our crime in our inner cities by getting rid of the cartels who are linked up with the gangs, there should be no gangs. Like, if I was in charge, I don't care if it's against the Constitution. I really don't care. People matter more. It's like, well, I guess I can ignore some stuff right now, and I'm gonna take these people, I'm gonna round these people up. That's what I think should happen. I sound authoritarian, but I like to live in a civil society. You know what I mean? You know, it's one thing to for self-defense, but if you're out here trying to rob, steal, and kill people, like, we can't have you a part of society. The inner city communities are absolutely destroyed. And it's sad because you know how much I would love to go down, and even if like we're all segregated, and feel like welcomed, and like feel like I feel safe, like I'm walking through this neighborhood. I wish it was like that, man. In fact, I might even want to live there. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't I? If it's nice, if it feels safe. Like, if you look at the architecture of these places, man, like this one's pretty cool. It's like a damn castle, dude. You know what I mean? I don't even know how much. I think some of these are probably not that expensive. I think I don't know. It just depends on where you go, and that's what's sad. It shouldn't be like that. It should be like I could go anywhere and feel safe. That's how everybody in America should feel. It shouldn't be about like race or anything. It should, like, we need to reject ghetto culture. This is where I was yesterday when I was going. Look, it's a massive building. This is all Catholic. All Catholic. Private property, no trespassing. So apparently I was trespassing yesterday. That's crazy. I just didn't see the sign. I thought that maybe they should put up more signs or something. I don't know, because I didn't know. I didn't know it was trespassing. I couldn't be back there. But I guess maybe I'll get somebody will see. Nobody's gonna see my video. Nobody watches my video. That's why I just don't care. That's why I don't care at this point. I don't, you know, for me, it's kind of like some people will watch this, some people won't. Maybe they'll watch the first 10 seconds of this video and shut it off. That's why I kind of like just don't care, because most of my videos, they don't get watched all the way through anyway. I'm basically kind of talking to myself. And what it is too, like, I kind of look at my channel almost like I was thinking about doing with my Facebook, is just like making it a journal. That's kind of like what my YouTube channel is. It's a video journal, a vlog. That's what they call it, a vlog. So like, anybody in the comments who makes it this far in this video, like, you can go ahead and hate on me and say that I'm talking to nobody. Yeah, maybe right now, but and maybe like my whole channel will be nuked in the future and they'll just take it all down. Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? I don't know. I just think it's important for me to document what I think. And listen, man, we're all gonna get everything that you see is gonna be evaporated in a black hole someday anyway, so it doesn't matter. It might be a billion years from now. We might nuke ourselves. Dude, we can get hit by an asteroid that just destroys like everything we've created. Everything. It can destroy the whole damn planet. The whole planet can explode. I don't know if it, you know, something big enough comes along. Like, what happens if Jupiter gets knocked off of its a gravitational pull around the sun for some reason? Maybe a a bigger planet comes and nicks it or something, and it knocks it off of its orbit. I wonder if that would affect everybody else. If Jupiter got knocked off of its orbit, I should probably look that up. I think that's what I should do, is just like ask questions instead of just saying like this. I think that's what my new approach is going to be. It's just, instead of saying like this is how it is, just ask questions. I think I'm better off. So like if I'm just asking a question and I'm wrong, I'm not like sitting here like presenting myself as like I'm some type of expert, and I don't have to like defend anything. Like you know how annoying it is to try to defend shit like constantly, especially on X, man. Absolutely annoying. And for a little while it's kind of fun, like arguing about tariffs or whatever, and then it's like, dude, I'm burnt out. I can only do so much. This was on the thumbnail of my video a couple of videos back, and I definitely wanted people to see this. What's crazy, because the video is about dementia, and at the senior center I put up on there. It's kind of ironic. Imagine living here. That'd be pretty cool. Except for the yard, I probably wouldn't want to mow that yard. It's pretty big, but that would be cool. Like to have, I'm sitting here complaining about things being too like houses being close to each other, but like, yeah, this is where there's an independent senior living right here. It's pretty cool. Like, I kind of can't wait till I'm 55, man. Like, really, I would like to live here. That'd be awesome. Like, I was thinking, I've said this before, like, I want, like, 55 and up. I can't wait till I'm at that point. I want to live somewhere 55 and up. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's going to be my goal, is to try to get my finances. Like, obviously I'm going to try to get my finances, but I have no plans, no goals, because I don't know what the future is going to look like. So it's hard to make goals and plans. It really is, when things are changing so much. If things would just like slow down with technology, which I'm not saying it should, because I like technology, but like with our finances, it's like, dude, I am so tired of having like, what should I invest in? Everything seems like a huge gamble, and just like, I don't want to think about finances, man. I just want to do what I'm supposed to do, and then live my life, connect with others. But yeah, we do get screwed over by the financial system, big time. I was thinking about coming and living down here in these apartments because it's so close to the YMCA. Like, one of the big reasons why I moved here, not all, but where I moved, where I'm at, is because of the YMCA, and it was close to the job that I got. So that's why I choose to move here. This YMCA was like that's where my kids, went swimming when they were younger. I took them there to play basketball, and I did a lot of working out there myself. I was spending a lot of time in that YMCA. That's probably like the most favorite place my most favorite gym I've ever been in. They had everything I need, basically, like the sauna and all this stuff. But I think I'm about done. Yeah, the Monroe YMCA, man, like, hey, if you got extra money, you live here, like, donate to them, man. They're really good people. They got a really good staff. It's really clean, really nice, really, really nice. They do a really good job there, and they got everything you need. Like, they even have daycare for people and they help people who are not really well off, So, I wanted to really quick, and this is something really cool I want to document before I go. This is a really cool idea, and we need to do more of this, whether it's like tools, books, or whatever material items that we don't need to like hold on to, that just sit in some closet that's not being used because we want to be like, I own this. No, we need to be like, God, I sound like a socialist communist, but it's just so weird to like hold on to stuff that we don't use and or need or whatever. I don't like to hold people up. So this is really cool. This is such a cool idea. We needed more of this. People have so much clutter and crap, and people just throw it out, and we can still use it. This is such a cool idea. To be able to come in here, you can donate books or take whatever you want. This is what we need more of society to be like. Instead of like holding on to all that junk that just sits in a closet or in a basement, we need more stuff like this. You know, like this is obviously in front of a school, but it's so cool. I've donated some books myself. Let's see if there's anything here. No, that's a bunch of little kid books. That's so cool though. This is how it should be, man. You can donate and you can take. You can give, you can take. You know what I mean? This is called right here is called a high trust society. People aren't obsessed about materials, and like, you know, like the more materials that you have to like you feel like you have to protect them. That's why I'm like not too big on materialism. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video off. It's enough.